said that the Spirit makes intercession for us with groanings that cannot be uttered. Oh my God, I cry out for you, but you do not answer. By night, and am not silent, yet you are enthroned as the Holy One. You are the praise of Israel. And you, our fathers, put their trust. They trusted, and you delivered them. They cried to you and were saved. In you they trusted and were not disappointed, but I am a worm. I'm a worm and not a man, scorned by men and despised by the people. All who see me mock me. They hurl insults, shaking their heads. He trusts in the Lord. Let the Lord rescue him. Let him deliver him, since he delights in him. Skip down to verse 14. I'm poured out like water. All my bones are out of joint. My heart is turned to wax. It's melted away within me. My strength is dried up like a potsherd. My tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. You lay me in the dust of death. Dogs have surrounded me. A band of evil men. I don't even think I was supposed to read this one, but I'm doing it anyway.
Go for it.
They pierce my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. People stare and gloat over me. They divide my garments among them and cast lots for my clothing. But you, O Lord, be not far off. O my strength, come quickly to help me, deliver me from the sword, my precious life from the power of the dogs. Skip on down to verse 25. From you comes the theme of my praise in the great assembly. Before those who fear you, I will fulfill my vows. The poor will eat and be satisfied. They who seek the Lord will praise him. May your hearts live forever. All the ends of the earth will remember and turn to the Lord. All the families of the nations will bow before him, for dominion belongs to the Lord. And he rules over the nations. All the rich of the earth will feast and worship. All who go down to the dust will kneel before him. Those who cannot keep themselves alive. That's a pretty good phrase, isn't it? Those who cannot keep themselves alive. Can you? Can I? Can any of us? I mean, yesterday I was at the graveside. I'll be there tomorrow and the next day. I said there are 2 dates on that stone, that stone, that stone, that stone. And the people buried beneath did not choose either of those dates. And we don't either. But we make a lot of choices in between. They will proclaim his righteousness to a people yet unborn, for he has done it. I thought of some words that rhyme: night and fright and fight and flight and oh, might and sight and right and insight and delight, and you know, we could go on and on and on with those, and I don't know which ones I actually chose to go with, but the night that the psalmist acknowledges. He knows that the times are hard. Do you ever just kind of walk around and listen to the conversations of people in huddles these days? You hear some of the same words and phrases. The economy. How many times have you heard those 2 words together? The economy. And hard times. Layoffs. Downsize. Tough times. Everybody's talking about it. In the locker room, at the gym, in the shopping centers, at tables in the restaurants, if people can afford to go to restaurants. They're talking about the same things. Hard times. And we're all in this boat on these rough sea, and it's nighttime. And if there was a preposition that we needed for the day, it would be the preposition through. In order to describe that we don't want to dwell on that preposition, we want to insert the word to, so that we focus not on what we're going through, but on where we're going to. You notice in the 23rd Psalm, it says, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. It says the valley of dark shadows, literally, is not a destination, but a passageway. And so what the psalmist is describing, and the fact that Jesus identified so closely with this psalm on the cross, it wasn't the destination, it was the passage. It's what we're going through. I started my life and ministry, ministry life anyway, as the most likely to succeed in ministry. That's what they called me in college, you know. But they give this award, you know, $100 scholarship. As I remember one of my members in my church in Fremont looking at me and saying I was getting closer to 30. She said, "You can't be the boy of wonder anymore." She said, in fact, what she said was, "You're not the boy of wonder anymore." And I began to realize that as I moved on to the next assignment, that you can't ride on your youthful enthusiasm for too long, or your desire to be successful as the world measures success. That so much of ministry, so much of our service is getting into the grinding, hard work of serving people. And sometimes, not just even in ministry, but especially in ministry and service, we just look to heaven and we say with the psalmist, my God, why have you forsaken me? I'm calling to you, I'm crying to you, I'm groaning to you, but you are silent. I don't hear from you. You're not doing anything. You're not changing these circumstances. It's just a big mess. And if you haven't been there, you just haven't been at it long enough. Of course, you know, the fright of it may be too much, and they say that when we're hit with that kind of fright, that our options, the ones we grab are fight or flight, and both of them are found in this psalm. And that when you're choosing between flight and fight, that the best choice is flow, and that's where he will go, given time. But I would say that the place to go is to insight, and it's the cross that gives us the insight. I was looking at my life a little while back. I was almost 400 pounds, as you know. Most of you knew me. Mm-hmm. It hurt to get up and walk across the room. I had 3 grandchildren. It was looking like all 3 of them were going to live with me until they were grown. Now, one of them lives with me, but so does his dad. But it looked like I was going to be raising at my tender age, I'm 56 now, that I would be raising children until I was what some people consider old. And that I might not be able to walk across the room, not just grunt across the room, but not actually be able to get up and not be able to go do the ball games and all those things. Or not be able to work till I'm 80 like I know I'm going to have to do. Like all of you are going to have to do, because these are the times we live in. Mm-hmm. And because in ministry I've not been able to make the kind of preparations I've needed to make, or I'd be dead.